It's an ancient tale. We see a very brave king. He wasn't too old for that. Everyone is in love with him. He's called Vlad. He goes to jungle to check on his normal routine. There he finds the helmet of his enemy country's soldier. By seeing this, he understands that enemies have entered his country. He has understood that this helmet is of a spy and the enemy country must be planning to attack our country. He says that enemies must be hiding on the highest mountain of our country. Vlad and his companions think that we should go to that mountain now to kill their enemies, so that their message couldn't reach their king. After some time, they go inside the mountain to kill their enemies. But a vampire attacks them there. They try to fight with vampire, but he crushes them all rapidly. Both of Vlad's companions get killed here. But he was lucky that surviving against him, he came backward. He was in the sunlight and vampire couldn't come there. Therefore, his life is spared. Nervous King, Vlad, comes back to his palace. As soon as he reaches the palace, he meets his priest. He asks him about that vampire, that who was that monster and why he was there. I have never seen a creature like this before. The priest tells him that a devil monster lives in that mountain who has thirst for blood. He killed your companions and he must have drunk their blood till yet. He further tells him that he was a human before, but after following demons' directions, he had become a monster from a human, i.e. vampire. He is trapped in that mountain for many years, and he'll always be there till he transfers his demonic powers to any other person and makes him a vampire. After it, he can become independent, but till now, he couldn't find a human according to his mindset. After hearing everything, he asked priest to keep this a secret and not to tell anyone. Because if people get to know about it, they'll get scared. It is also a blessing not to know anything. After some time, when King Vlad, his companions, and many people are eating food in castle, a soldier of the enemy country comes in their castle. Basically, the name of the enemy country is Turkey. At that time, this country is very powerful and it collects amounts from all small countries every year and doesn't attack them as a result. Vlad's country is also included in those countries that have to give money to Turkey, like gold and silver coins, so that they don't attack their country. Unwantedly, Vlad gives him a huge amount of gold and silver coins. That soldier takes these coins and he also has another demand. He says that he wants 100 young people to train and will make them a part of our army. Vlad refuses by saying that, "We can't give you our men. This was a custom of old times which is now over. Take your coins and go away. I'll talk to your king myself." After some days, Vlad meets the Turkish king, whose name is Mehmed. Here they're negotiating, but Mehmed doesn't agree with him. He says that he wants 100 men in every condition, in which your son is also included. Vlad thinks about it deeply and becomes very angry. In anger, he kills some of the Turkish soldiers with his sword. They were the soldiers who came to take his son. Vlad didn't want his son to win apart from him, so he kills everyone. A close companion of Vlad comes and says, "What did you do? You killed Mehmed's soldiers. He'll seek revenge by attacking our country. He will kill all of us," but Vlad says that he'll find a way. "I know how to protect my country." After saying this, he goes to that mountain where the vampire lived. Now he has reached the mountain. He enters the mountain and meets the vampire. He asks for some help from him because he has to save his country, friends, companions, women, and children. So he seeks help from him. On the other hand, Vampire was also in search of skill and brave person, to whom he can give his powers and set himself free from this curse of vampire, so that he can become a normal human again. Here, they both needed each other. Takes out his blood in a bowl and asks Vlad to drink this blood. Drinking it, my all powers will be transferred to your body and you'll become this powerful, that you'll be able to defeat even the largest army of your enemy. No matter how many soldiers you have, you'll be able to defeat them easily. That vampire also makes a deal with him. He tells him everything that, if you don't drink human blood after becoming a vampire, in 3 days, you'll become human again. But if you drink the blood of any human, you'll become vampire forever, and I'll be completely free from here. Vlad had to do anything to save his country. He accepts his deal and drinks this blood. Drinking blood, he also becomes a vampire and faints there. He regains consciousness in the forest and sees that a lot of powers has come into him. He starts running rapidly and many bats have joined him. He can do a lot of harm to anyone with their help. After it, Vlad comes back to his castle and at the same time, many Turkish soldiers attack his castle. To fight with them he leaves the castle alone and starts fighting them. There are thousands of Turkish soldiers and Vlad is fighting alone with them with his hands, sword, and spear. In a short time, Vlad kills all soldiers. When he's coming back to his castle, all of his companions get amazed, and say, how did you do it? All he says is that no one should ask me about it. No one knew this secret of Vlad of becoming a vampire yet. After some time, this message reaches the King Mehmed of Turkey that, King Vlad of Transylvania has killed thousands of our soldiers. Mehmed says that he doesn't care about it. Build an army of 1 lakh more people. Attack them and destroy them from the roots. They all were planning to attack them, but Vlad sends their dead soldiers to Turkey. Mehmed gets angrier after seeing his dead soldiers and orders to march towards Transylvania soon. On the other hand, Vlad's wife finds out his secret. He asks her to be relaxed. Moreover, he says that he can get free from this curse. I'll just have to wait for 2 days by not drinking any human's blood. To keep everyone safe, he asks his wife and companions to go to the church near jungle. He does this for everyone's safety from enemies and even from Vlad. He asks them to go and says that he'll join them at night. He doesn't go with them because it's daytime and vampires can't go out in daylight. While Vlad's soldiers are heading to the church, but on the way, Turkish soldiers attack them. Many people died due to this attack. At the same time, Vlad also comes there. He starts killing them one by one. When remaining Turkish soldiers come back to Turkey, this news spreads like wildfire. That Vlad is a devil and a vampire, and defeating him is totally impossible. No one can defeat him. Hearing this, fear settles in the Turkish army. They don't want to face Vlad. But Mehmed knew that if his army lost its morale, they would never win the war. To vanish their fears, Mehmed blindfolds them, so that they don't see him and don't get afraid of him. He sends his soldiers for war. Priest of the church gets aware of Vlad's secret and also his people, that Vlad has become a vampire. Because of it, they start hating him and set him on fire by locking him in a room and try to kill him. Because Vlad is a vampire, he is not affected by fire. He heals his wounds and comes outside. He gets angry on his own people that I chose this life for you and to protect you. I became a vampire. I had to leave my family for you guys and you are doing this to me. Vlad's wife comes to him and cools down his anger and asks him to relax. Everything will be fine, she says. While talking, it gets too late. An enemy country, Turkey that is, Mehmed's soldiers enter their country. The soldiers get very close to the castle. He knows that he does not have enough soldiers to fight a large number of army. Many bats are in that church. Vlad controls those bats through his powers and attack the enemy army with their help. Because of this, many of their soldiers are killed and Vlad also enters the battlefield. On the other side, some of Mehmed's soldiers enter the castle secretly. In the same castle where his wife and son were. These soldiers kill Vlad's wife and take his son with them. Vlad's wife is falling down the castle. When Vlad sees this, he tries to save her. He catches her but has not yet succeeded. His wife was about to die. She asks him to drink her blood. If you do this, your vampire power will always be with you. You can save our son. It was their last day as a vampire for Vlad, but if he drinks someone's blood, he'll always be a vampire. Even though he doesn't want to, he cries a lot and bites his wife's neck, and drinks her blood. As soon as he drinks blood, he becomes a vampire forever. This means that the old man living in the mountain is no longer a vampire because this was their deal. Now, Vlad comes to his dying companions and he feeds them his own blood. So that they become powerful too, they can defeat the enemy by attacking them immediately. They all attack enemies and Vlad uses his power to hide sunlight. With the help of bats and clouds, he creates the same environment during the day as night. All of Vlad's companions start killing their soldiers and finally, Vlad and Mehmed are in front of Each-other. Mehmed knew that Vlad is a vampire, therefore, he collects many silver coins in his tent because they are very bright. Secondly, vampires run away from silver. That's why his power is so low here. In the end, after the fight between them, Vlad defeats and kills Mehmed with great difficulty. He then frees his son and brings him outside. He asks his companion about the remaining number of people left behind. His companion tells him that, no one except your son. This means they want to kill their son too for drinking his blood. Because they all have become vampires now and it was Vlad who made this mistake. Now, one of his companions comes forward to kill his son. But Vlad kills his companion by stabbing him with a spear badly. Seeing this, everyone gets afraid and stays behind. Priest of the church comes here and Vlad sends his son with him so that he can be safe. This is the time of day. He used his power to make it nighttime. Because there came many clouds in front of the sun, Vlad uses his power again and removes the clouds from there, due to which sunlight starts coming to the ground. Sunlight causes all vampires to burn and they start dying slowly. Vlad was also included in them. All vampires die there. Vlad's son is made king of Transylvania, that is their kingdom. In the last scene, we see that priest of the church comes to Vlad and feeds him his blood. Because of this, Vlad gets alive again. Here, the story completes with the sad ending of the movie.